Good afternoon and welcome to our podcast. Today is a very exciting podcast. We have with us today the Miami Association of Realtors. And within the Miami Association of Realtors body, we have with us the Young Professional Network, which is represented in Dubai by Gabriel Amedee, the YPN president-elect. Hello, Gabriel. And Kevin Puricelli, which is our young YPN executive. A little bit about the Miami Association of Realtors. They are in Dubai to explore opportunities and to also speak about the new global YPN initiative. Kevin and Gabriel, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Thank you. So Gabriel, as the YPN president-elect, tell me, what does that mean? And tell me about YPN and what would you like to tell us?
Those are great questions. YPN is hard for me to encapture in such a small amount of time, but at the end of the day, what we're really focused on is representing the leaders of society and creating the world that we want to see, whether it's in real estate, in our community, affordable housing for all residents, no matter what country we're in. We're just extremely focused on creating a better life and representing what is it exactly that we want to see and going about and doing it.
But not just real estate.
No, it's about how it affects people. I mean, real estate affects all aspects of human life. I would say it's a human need. And so it does start with real estate, but the way we touch people goes way further beyond that. The way we help people live a better life and be able to create wealth and succeed, it's hard to just say it encaptures real estate.
What is your role as the YPN president-elect?
I am a leader at the end of the day that basically I am privileged to be set aside with multiple other leaders in Miami, the greatest leaders, the top producers. And so I have the privilege to collaborate with them, listen to their ideas, and be able to put together the pieces of the vision that we want to see, which allows me to go ahead and speak to other world leaders, be in this opportunity today to go about and spread that message, bring it back, and just keep on increasing collaboration.
And Kevin, as the YPN executive, you're part of the global board.
I run the Miami YPN leadership board. Liz Jufan runs the global council part of Miami Realtors.
Okay. So the YPN executive is under your jurisdiction, the Miami one, and you're going to be leading it into Dubai along with her in March 2023.
Yes, and it's important to mention that Teresa King-Kenny will also be helping us tremendously with this whole process.
Nothing happens without Teresa King-Kenny. She's fantastic.
To amplify what Gabe said, we're a highly collaborative community, and with collaboration comes a lot of creativity and a lot of fantastic ideas. And we take these ideas and we bring them to life. And we have a great magic within Miami, and we're looking to spread that throughout the world.
Well, that's wonderful. And I can actually say there is a magic in Miami. And don't you find that Miami is very synonymous with Dubai? Don't you find there are a lot of there's a lot of synergies between the two countries?
An extreme amount. I honestly, it's so crazy to say that I've only been here for a few days and I've never been in another country, even though I've traveled so much, that has felt like a second home. And Dubai definitely feels that way because the energy is extremely synonymous with the energy that is extremely prized and taken much pride for in Miami.
Yeah, when I moved to Miami about 6 years ago, there was a great excitement in the air, and the next time I've really ever experienced those feelings again is when we came to Dubai.
So I would say that this is, I take this as a first trip for both of you.
Definitely, yes.
So Gabriel, while you've been in Dubai, as the YPN president-elect, you're going to go back to Miami and you're going to tell them about the wonderful things that you saw in Dubai. What have you seen in Dubai? Impress me.
Well,
first of all, impress them.
More than anything, I want to say I haven't seen enough because Dubai has so much to offer. It's overwhelming, and I don't think even my second trip will be enough to cover everything. One thing that was really huge for me was the Dubai Expo. It was an amazing experience. I was able to see not only a bunch of countries that I did not recognize, countries that I did recognize, but I was able to even visit booths from my home country or my heritage, and that was like a really great experience. I was also able to visit the lagoon through a cruise ship, and that was just amazing to see the skyline, hang out on a man-made lagoon, and see all of these man-made buildings that didn't even exist 20 years ago. It was an experience that was just overwhelming to me, and I just feel at the end of the day that it will never be enough, and I'll be always sitting at home wondering when my next visit is to Dubai.
What were the pavilions that you visited?
I'm a little biased, but I'll talk about, first of all, like the Philippines was huge to me because I have a lot of employees from the Philippines, and it's a culture that I've learned to love. I also went to go visit Germany, Russia, and Ukraine because I liked, I wanted to experience, these cultures with everything you see on the news. There's so much bias. Let me go see myself, speak to people from the country, and see, what it is that they have to say and what it is that they have to offer. I also went to go see Haiti and Cuba because my parents are from there. And Haiti was just a huge experience, especially the fact that it was, one of the most empty pavilions there. It was one of the most smallest, the cheapest. And even though it was so tiny, that basically represents a lot of what Haiti is because of the lack of resources. Everything there was so positive about Haiti, and that to me, I almost started tearing up in the pavilion because from home in Miami, anytime you see Haiti on the news, it's just negativity after negativity. So all the positivity there in that pavilion was overwhelming for me, and it was hard for me to leave.
I went to Haiti, and I felt that same vibe that you're talking about, the positivity and the beauty. There is beauty in the sadness, so it's beautiful. What about you, Kevin? Which pavilions did you get to visit, or you didn't get to visit?
The lines were really long, but I enjoyed the architecture a lot from outside of all the buildings. Yes.
Did you get into any of them? Did you go into the United States Pavilion?
Oh my gosh, the United States Pavilion was just so. I was so proud to be from that country. Yeah, and they just. I hate to say it, but I think they had the best pavilion, and by far. They had so much technology there. It looked like millions of dollars were spent, and it was just impressive. So much history, so much inspiration. It really brings across the message that the future is about developing a better world for humanity, and it just felt so aligned. The fact that it was at Dubai, being America's message was just so synonymous to me.
So you might want to extend your trip and see more pavilions before you go back to the States.
Definitely.
There you go. Well, I'm glad that you came and you were able to experience the expo. A lot of people would love to be in your shoes today. They would love to be in Dubai right now and visit the expo. You do know that Dubai is called the City of Gold, and it is a magnet. And when you come here once, trust me, you will come back over and over again. And maybe one day you'll even move here. You never know.
Right. And gold's a great conductor of electricity, and this place is definitely electric.
It's electric, isn't it? Let's talk a little bit about YPN, and let's talk about Miami being the first association to take this initiative forward. Do you want to talk about that, Gabriel?
Definitely. Miami YPN is a blessing to all the young professionals starting in Miami, and eventually it's going to be a blessing to everyone here as well because, like we mentioned, the connections that you make here are something that lasts a lifetime. I mentioned how, in business is tough. It's no secret. And you're going to fall, you're going to fail, you're going to have really personal blockades. And at the end of the day, you don't have to go through that alone if you don't want to. And it's just part of human nature to have a community in order to succeed. And YPN is that community. At the end of the day, you are the sum of the people you hang around with most.
Very true.
And we highly believe that your journey through life and success is going to be a lot more, flourish a lot more when you walk through
when you
with
have a
YPN.
support system.
Yes, this experience is definitely meant to be shared. Since I've been involved about 6 years ago, we've met at a lot of amazing chapters throughout the United States. We've been able to bring some of the top talent to some of our events within Miami. And we know the world has a ton to offer, different perspectives, different expertise, and even referrals for our agents. So we are looking to develop chapters all throughout the globe in major cities. And we're willing to share our strategies and how we found success and how to even generate some revenue so that you can go to nice venues and continue to attract a larger crowd for your network. And then on top of that, what we want to do is we want to create collaborative content throughout the world. One of the things that we want to do is a luxury property showcase where we tell people and give them the opportunity to present different investment opportunities all throughout the world. Hopefully that'll lead to referrals as well. And not only that, but I think sometimes, especially in this era of social media, sometimes people are apprehensive to put themselves out there. And understandably, nobody wants to fail, but at the same time, if you never put yourself out there, you're never really going to grow. And if we're going to if we're going to develop new future leaders, we have to provide a platform for them. And if we give them the opportunity to grow, then of course our network and their network will continue to experience success and growth.
I agree with you. But I also agree that YPN as a professional network is a lot more powerful than going onto Instagram or Facebook and finding a counterpart to work with. You're going into this professional network. I know a lot about YPN, but what I do find, I find that this generation today has these opportunities that past generations did not have. And so this is a powerful tool, and I think it's fantastic that Miami Association of Realtors has taken this initiative on a global scale. What's important to also understand for people that are listening is that this is not just for people that are residents of Dubai. You are at the Dubai IPS show, but it is also open for anyone that is listening or anybody that knows about it, has heard about it, that wants to be a member, correct?
Definitely. YPN Global is an international objective, and we feel that it doesn't matter where people are in the world, you can find a connection with someone else. Some of our most strategic partners are people that don't live in the same community with us.
So go ahead, Kevin, please.
Well, you had mentioned social media earlier, and I do agree with you, but it is also an important component as well. It's how we market, and it's how we show proof of concept, and maybe most importantly, it's where you show FOMO. And if you weren't at the event but you saw it happen, you really do have to wonder, what did I miss out on? What information did I miss that I can now no longer implement into my business? Yeah. And if it's really the front-facing side, it's definitely not everything. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, but it's also a great way to broadcast the amazing things that we provide to our members.
It's very true. And for those who don't know what FOMO means, it's actually fear of missing out. So if you miss out, you definitely don't want to miss out on this event. I understand that there's a global conference that's coming up for YPN. It's going to be held in Dubai, March of next year. Do you want to talk to us about that?
Sure. Thanks to the generosity of Dawood, we have a tremendous opportunity in one of the most electric cities on the planet. Right now, we are looking for speakers. We're looking for topics to present upon. And one of the things that we also hope to do is bring different elements of our very successful events and bring them here to Dubai. So I hope to have a Legends and Millennials panel, to where we not only highlight some of the younger, successful real estate industry leaders, but also people that have established empires here. And it's really important to get those two perspectives. We do like a collaborative event as well. Our RE Bar Camp, we might not call it Bar Camp here, but
you can call it Bar Camp. Of course you can. Why not?
We'll see where it ends up. But RE Bar Camp is an incredible experience. It relies on a lot of collaboration, a lot of idea sharing, and what's great about this type of event is you might get a key piece of information, right? But you have a little bit of a different application, so you add that twist. And when you add that twist, it becomes something new. But it's the collaboration, it's the creativity that really brings that new element to your business. And sometimes one or two little tweaks can make all the difference. So we are very excited to bring some of our events. We're excited to find new leaders throughout the globe. And we're hoping that everybody sees us as industry leaders, and that in return brings business to not only Miami, but to other most deserving people throughout the world.
That is fantastic. That's very, very interesting. What is the age group for the YPN members?
Well, that's a great question. As far as our board goes and the top leaders, we do want them to represent the audience that we are catering to more than anything. So that limits at an age of 40 and under. But a large part of our audience, I would like to say almost 50%, is actually within the demographic after the age of 40. So, and they're all able to find value from the education that we offer, the connections, and they generally are extremely excited to meet what the new generation looks like and even go as far as make a difference, cause an influence.
Yeah, we just want to focus on the young at heart. Why we focus on leadership under the age of 40 is we are young professionals. They typically are at the leading edge of not only practices, but technology as well. But everybody needs to surround themselves with people that'll force them to do better. That might be in your own age demographic, it might not be. And we are just providing a different perspective and sometimes a different way of doing things.
What is the minimum age to enter the YPN, and what are the requirements?
It depends if we're talking about leadership or not. For events and everything else, there's no entry. And we pride ourselves in being all inclusive, and that doesn't mean just age. It also means race and any other thing that might differentiate yourself. We really want people to feel at home. It is so important, especially in a diverse place like Miami, and Dubai's the same way. We have expats from all over the world, so we want people to feel inclusive. We want people to be happy and feel like that they can contribute, regardless of who really they are.
So the entry age to the YPN group can be 18 years old, 21?
Indeed. So the only requirement we have is we have 20 board of directors, and we have made a few exceptions in the past, so it's not absolute. But typically all of our leaders on the leadership board are under the age of 40.
Okay. So for the young professionals that want to join, where can they obtain more information? Is there an email? Is there a phone number? How can they reach out for more information?
Sure. Since I work at Miami Realtors, I'm probably the best contact for that. My email is kevin@myamire.kevin. You can also contact me at +1 314 753 0163.
Fantastic. Well, we'll have this on the podcast link so people that read in can also access this phone number. Fantastic. So for YPN Congress Global Conference, March 2023 in Dubai, anybody that's interested, you will find Kevin's details that will be on the link on the podcast. Now, I'd like to cover a little bit about Miami itself, since there are a lot of synergies between Dubai and Miami, and it's very interesting now that we actually have direct flights into Miami. And quite a few of your members have flown in Miami to Dubai, so that was very exciting to know that they're excited about this synergy. Tell me, Gabriel, about the market. I just want to say that I read a little clip on your website that said that apartment sales in Miami, well, you have a very dynamic market, just like Dubai, and they spoke about the article that their apartment sales were on the rise and villa sales were less so. I don't think that's because of the market. So
definitely, it's honestly something that sounds strange to people when they hear a headline like that, but it's not one that we're new to. Miami has seen a lot of craziness with the market over the past few years since the pandemic. One thing that we're seeing now is the large increase of second homes. More than ever, people want a second place to stay when they're trapped in their home all day, and Miami is one of the best places to buy an apartment, a condo right on the water, and be able to enjoy a beautiful scenery from the safety of your home outside of any other dangers that are still prevalent with the virus. As far as the villas being down, villas, single families, properties with land is extremely scarce because Miami is a limited amount of land and there's an extreme amount of demand to live there. So when the villas sales are down, it's just because we're running out and there's not as many to sell anymore.
Yes, the last time I checked, we only had 1.7 months of inventory. That's the lowest I've remembered it being in there. And, there's a few drivers. One, interest rates are going up in the United States, so your buying power is being decreased. So the urgency is higher than ever. And like the pandemic, like he was talking about, people probably weren't out spending as much money. So now they had more money to be available. It's extremely competitive right now. I'm in the process of purchasing a condo myself. Single family homes is out of my budget. Thank you. But it's, I've been on this earth for 36 years, and just the way things are done are differently now. I see something pop up on the MLS, and before I even see the property, I have to submit an offer. If I don't submit that offer, somebody else is going to snatch it up immediately. So, fortunately, I did have an offer accepted, and the first time I saw it was during inspection. And, this is another thing that the market has really kind of changed is, people are willing to pay cash. I don't have that advantage. So when I was asking for, a repair here or there, they said, well, sorry, take it or leave it. Yeah. And, I know the importance of building equity. That's something I'm really excited to do. I mean, owning a home is one of the best ways to generate wealth. Very true. So, of course, it's like, okay.
So you're practicing realtors as well as being involved in YPN, Gabriel?
Correct. Yes, I am a broker. I have a team of 30 now.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I started the company in 2018. I had no idea what I was signing up for, and the past 3 years have been very exciting, to say the least.
So you have your own brokerage in
Correct.
Miami. Okay.
Correct.
And what market do you work within?
We work in an area called Kendall. It's a very prized area when it comes to families because it has some of the best schools in Miami as far as public schooling goes. It's also an area where it's very car friendly. Everyone's a commuter. So if you're a big fan of having your car, Kendall is a great area to live in, especially they have big homes there. You see a lot of homes averaging between 4 and 5 bedrooms. So it's my favorite market. Quite frankly, I grew up there, so I might have a little bias about how amazing Kendall is, but I can't see myself living anywhere else.
What are the price ranges there for a 5-bedroom?
Well, right now, the average price in Kendall is about $525,000, so I think it's a steal.
It is a steal, actually.
Yes,
Kevin?
and I actually do not have my real estate license because I work for the board. It's a conflict of interest.
Okay.
But I get to work with some of the most amazing professionals in the world, so it all makes up.
So it all makes up at the end of the day, and great business opportunities as well. Well, here we are. We've covered Miami, we've covered YPN, and I wanted to rush through this a bit because I know we have very limited time here. Today we stole a conference room, so thank you to Daoud Shazawi for that. And we have this conference room for another few minutes. What would you like to tell people? The floor is yours. What would you like to tell the audience about Miami, about YPN? This is your moment.
Well, I would love to tell everyone that's hearing this, first and foremost, if you have any doubt about what you can achieve in life, to erase all of that and to surround yourself with people that see the sky. And if you don't know where that is or where those people belong or exist, I highly encourage you to come to Dubai because every person here has that same vision and mission. And I keep being told how the leader here wakes up every day and thinks about how he can attract more people, how he can make this city more appealing, how he can make life, just generally better here in a city like this. And that to me is just so moving. I deeply align with everything in Dubai. And I believe anyone who's lost, who doesn't have direction, or who's just a little concerned and has doubts about their success, to come to Dubai and let the rest of their life figure it out here.
I love that.
Yes.
Amazing.
This is kind of cliche. I hear it all the time, but it needs to be said. Your net worth is due to your network, or your network is your net worth, whatever, however you want to say it. When you surround yourself with people that are striving for the best, it brings the best out of you as well. One, you don't want to disappoint them. Two, you see the possibilities of where you can go, and having the blueprint is everything. So not only will we provide you a blueprint with our network and our education, but we actually want you to form your own network too. I think that's going to be really important as well. So we encourage, the major metropolises like Dubai and places in India and elsewhere. Start your network. See what magic you can bring to your community, and we'll definitely provide you all the details and strategies that you need to get there. And we are creating this global network, so not only do you have something locally, but you will also be able to draw inspiration from us and other networks around the world. And with everything being digital, with everything being connected by the internet, this is finally possible. I remember with the pandemic happening, we had to go strictly virtual. And then in 2021, I was so obsessed with bringing everything back in person. But what I missed out on, and this is probably the key for our global network, is when everything is virtual, you don't have to be limited to your local area. You can span your web all throughout the world. So that's what 2022 and beyond is all about. We are wanting to reach out as far as we can, not only for our organization, but we encourage your organization to do it as well. Meeting people and getting different perspectives and drawing different sources of inspiration and creativity will bring you to new limits. And it's really important that you not only reach out to Miami YPN, but start to create connections all throughout the world.
I think that's fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both. Really, I've been involved with Miami Association of Realtors for many, many years. We were on another platform, our partners with them and their global marketing partner, and I've never, your leader, CEO, Teresa Kinney, never fails to impress with her ideas and how she takes the association forward. So congratulations to Miami. Congratulations to the Global YPN. We want to see you back here March 23. And I guarantee you that when you come to Dubai once or twice, you will be sucked into us. You will come back and you want to live here.
We're already there.
It is the most incredible place in the world. I know you say Miami is, but I've been here I came here on a visit 28 years ago and going on to 29. So welcome and have a wonderful trip back to Miami. And we hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.